This is an NYY Sports Talk podcast, presented to you by Baseballism, a premium lifestyle apparel brand inspired by America's pastime. Baseballism is America's brand.
Now batting for the New York Yankees, the shortstop, number two.
Welcome back. This is episode 113 of the NYYST podcast, presented to you by Baseballism.com. I'm your host, Christian. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, Chris.
You.
And it's Stat Guy Rye.
What up?
Well, Easter Sunday is drawing to a conclusion, so happy Easter, fellas, and happy Easter to everybody out there that celebrated
The
today.
fellas.
Happy Easter, fellas.
If you were hoping that the Easter Bunny would have left a trail of healthy Yankees in your backyard for you to find this morning,
Good joke.
you were
Because
sadly mistaken, because as you all know already, the infection known as bronchitis has hit the one guy that we all hoped that it wouldn't hit, and that is Aaron Judge. In Saturday's victory, which really felt like a loss because of what happened to Judge. Judge would have left oblique strain. You knew right away that something was wrong because the Yes Network cameras kind of gave it away. When he hit that pitch to right field, they zoomed in on second base, anticipating Judge would be there, and he wasn't even at first base yet. And then Kay's like, "Uh-oh."
yeah, well, the second we hear oblique now, we know what kind of an injury it is. You know, we know that it's not a good thing. If it's either grade 1 or grade 2. Is that how they break it down? Grade 3 means you're dead.
Well,
grade 4 is amputation.
how do you amputate an oblique though? Do you?
Exactly,
You can.
dude.
You definitely can.
Exactly.
I think Hicks had his amputated,
Where is Aaron?
and that's
Hicks?
why it's taking so long for him to come back to this team.
So again, for the second year in a row, we are going to lose Aaron Judge for 2 months
against the same team
against
too, right?
the Kansas City Royals
In a game that they won
Can I just
pretty big both years.
Can I just say something that just makes me sick to my stomach?
Mm-hmm.
We could literally field an all-star team with the injured guys on this team right now. Starting left fielder,
John Carl Stan,
okay. Starting center fielder,
Aaron Hicks.
fielder. Starting right fielder.
Aaron Judge.
Starting first baseman. Okay, maybe not an all-star team, but a very competitive team, we'll say. Starting first baseman.
It would be Gregory Bird.
How about second base? Let's throw Tulo at second. He can play.
that's what it would be.
Right.
Who's
And what about shortstop?
Would be Didi.
Okay, and third baseman?
Miguel Andujar.
Who can we have catch?
Gary Sanchez.
Okie dokie. And
Who
who can be our starting pitcher?
That'd be Luis Severino.
Okay.
This is
and
the
if
picture.
and if
This
Sevy
is-
and since Sevy's only going to go 8 innings in that game, we
we can have
and then you
Dellin.
can
Dellin
close it out with
Betances.
Dellin. Look, I pulled up a picture right there.
It's
the
great.
Bruised bombers. That's what they're calling them.
This,
Pretty
if you
clever.
look at the lineup that the Yankees rolled out there today, I believe there were 2 players.
Man, I was going to do this. I was going to do that. We're looking at a graphic
that the Yes Network
that
put
the
out.
Yes Network put out with all the players at each position.
The players.
Look at that. Oh,
Right.
my God.
Yeah, if you saw that and without the Bruised Bombers headline, you'd have assumed that
That was their starting lineup today.
Gleyber Torres was hurt
Oh,
or
my
something.
God. It just makes
Not
me
everyone
sick.
else.
Well,
It just makes you sick to your stomach, man.
It's weird.
you think about it today. The lineup that the Yankees threw out there today, first of all, there was no Gleyber Torres in the lineup. So now automatically your mind goes to the worst place. What the hell happened to Gleyber Torres?
Right.
Now,
But he just needed a day, right?
look, I didn't want to start getting all angry and being like, oh, how are you going to rest Gleyber today, blah, 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 injuries. You know what? Right now, you got to put Gleyber Torres in bubble wrap.
It's so funny you said that because I'm the number one guy who's like, stop resting guys when you're finally winning some games. Keep them hot. Keep them going. And then if you get ahead, if you have a substantial amount of wins compiled and you want to start resting guys, whatever. But today, I was actually okay and at peace with the fact that Gleyber Torres was sitting.
Because it means that we can get through another day without another major injury.
And is it?
But then we got a scare in the 10th inning today when
Oh my God!
I was a pickoff player caught stealing.
It was
when they were on the run
pickoff,
down there, and Britton had a little tumble at first base, and
oh my God!
the trainer comes out. I was at my parents' house eating Easter dinner, and I got up and I was like, this is ridiculous.
I just thought he landed.
I almost threw my Easter ham.
I thought he landed on his jewels wrong.
Again, that seems to happen to the Yankees a lot.
Yeah, you're right.
Really? Yeah.
Jewel injury, injuries to the jewels.
They got big jewels.
Well, their biggest jewel is on the injured list.
They all are. All their biggest jewels.
But this one takes the air out of you. I mean,
Yeah, this one, it's like, enough's enough now.
It does,
Come on.
because it's just like, first of all, I just want to say, and I said this before the game today, doesn't it seem like every time you look at the lineup and you want to vomit, they somehow find a way to win? Right? Like all these shitty lineups find a way to win. But you're right. I mean, Judge going down was like our biggest nightmare.
every injury that the Yankees have suffered to this point, you were like, oh, this sucks, but let's just keep going. This sucks, but let's just keep going. When Aaron Judge goes down to injury,
a significant one.
it's just like it just takes all the wind out of your sails.
Yeah.
The air is out of the balloon. It's just crash. And it was weird last night the way that the Yankees handled this. It's Sunday, so Saturday night. When have you ever seen the official Yankees PR Twitter and their official Twitter say that a player is expected to be called up without making a designation that Aaron Judge was actually placed on the injured list?
They just don't want to do it. They were just so reluctant to do it.
And I put out a tweet earlier today because we wake up this morning, 9:30, 10 o'clock rolls around, and you still don't have any news. Like, yeah, we know he's going on the injured list. And then the lineup card comes out, and you see Thairo Estrada's name there, and you don't see Aaron Judge's. So you knew that they made the move, but they still hadn't said anything. And I tweeted, I was like, this is like when you were a kid, and you knew you had a bad report card coming, and you kept it from your parents for a week because you didn't know how to tell them the bad news.
Right. Well, I actually just used to get my report card first and forge it and just make it look like I got a bunch of A's.
Yeah, well, how'd you explain that to your parents when you repeated the third grade?
Actually, in high school, I did forge my chemistry grade for all four marking periods to an A. And then they got a letter that I failed the class and I needed summer school. So that didn't go well.
No, it didn't. But it was just like maybe the people that were handling Yankee social media were just like, it's Easter and the fans have been through enough. Maybe we'll like ease them into this. And then you started seeing tweets come around, I don't know, maybe like 10:30 or so that they're not putting a timetable on it. Which is never good.
We all know what that means.
This is never good. It's going to be 2 weeks before he's reevaluated. So, I mean, the best case scenario is that a guy's out a month. So I think we can absolutely flush that down the toilet.
It's going to be way more than a month. I'm saying at least minimum 6 weeks. You think that's fair? Minimum.
I would sign for that right now.
Oh, yeah, I'm saying that's bare minimum.
I would sign for Aaron Judge being out 6 weeks right now.
Right now.
All Aaron Boone really said was that it's a significant strain, and while there's no timetable given, I'm thinking 8 to 10 weeks, easy. Because think about it.
I think 6 weeks maybe before he's even picking up a bat.
Yeah, so that's 8 to 10 weeks right there.
Yeah.
So...
Jesus Christ. It's like it's not even real.
We're looking at it like this. Last year, Aaron Judge was supposed to be out 2 to 3 weeks with his chip fracture. He misses 7 or 8 weeks?
I think he ended up missing about 8.
Okay, so if 3 weeks turned into 8 last year, 8's going to turn into what this year? I think we all think minimum 8 weeks for this injury
Yeah.
for Aaron Judge. Is Aaron Judge alive? Has anybody actually seen Aaron Judge since the injury occurred?
He was
Is
in
it
the
possible?
dugout
today.
Is it possible
was
that
in-
he's dead?
Could be
It's a possibility, but
clone.
he
Like a
definitely
hologram?
died after the
Hologram.
game today because I
Better.
did see him. And Sweeney Murdy was saying this on the post game yesterday, I think it was, or when did he get hurt? Yesterday?
Yeah, Saturday.
When was it that he had this injury in 16?
Towards the end of the
Towards
year.
the end of the year, and then they just shut him down. Was it the same oblique?
Other
It was the
side.
other side, right? But I mean, when is someone going to be held accountable for this?
All right, you know what? I don't want to get into this because this is the most ridiculous thing in the world to me. And if you disagree, that's fine. The fans on social media are like, we got to fire the whole training staff. Somebody's got to be held accountable for this. Do you honestly, and this is not the first time somebody said this, but I agree with it. Do you think all the money that the Yankees put into analytics and, you know, everything else that they do, all this top-notch stuff that they're out there. I know you guys don't watch The Simpsons, but for people that watch The Simpsons, you think that they're hiring Dr. Nick Riviera to be their athletic trainer? And
I get that. But when a team that is supposed to be great crashes, doesn't it fall on someone's shoulders?
who are you going to fire, though? Is it Miguel?
I don't know, but there's got to be something.
Who's at fault for Miguel Andujar's injury?
Listen, I get that there are some freak injuries. If Britton were to get hurt today, and
Is that on a trainer?
I don't know, no, because he just fell a certain way. But the fact that you have guys just swinging a goddamn bat, like Stanton and Judge, and they're just going down, that's something. That means something.
That might not, you know what, to me, and that might not be on the Yankees training staff. Maybe the Yankees need to have more control over what their guys are doing in the offseason.
Well, I can agree with that. Maybe I was just going to say they seem like a very lax organization now where, 3-0 count. I'm not going to give them a take sign. I'll let them do what they want. Maybe it's the same thing in the offseason. However, I think there are certain stipulations in place where a team can't make certain activities mandatory, that they have to be voluntary. Whether the players know, whether they know, deep down that it really is mandatory or not, they can't necessarily put a regulation on.
I don't know how
certain
closely
things.
the Yankees are involved in off-season training programs.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I'm kind of saying, though. I don't know how closely involved they can get on certain things.
You know what? It's not like it was back in the day where guys came in out of shape. These guys are in shape already, but maybe they're doing the wrong type of conditioning.
And that has to fall on someone. I mean, we have to know at this point, again going back to the analytics, though.
That might not be on the Yankees training staff. That could be on Aaron Judge's trainer or Giancarlo Stanton's trainer. These guys have personal trainers that they're working with.
Well, then you know what? There should be some type of regulation where the Yankees have to approve or disapprove of who they're working with. Because you went back to all the analytics and all the research done. There's got to be research done as to how to prevent certain things from happening. How many guys do we have going down from just swinging a bat?
And
that's not normal.
Apparently, like not Aaron Judge, Stanton and Voit are more strength training in the off season, whereas they were saying yesterday Judge's off season workouts were centered around like flexibility and core strength.
Oh, he wasn't too flexible the other day.
He's playing basketball too. I think.
That's his core strength. Actually, your oblique. I know us fat guys don't have. We don't have obliques.
I think my oblique shut down. It actually retired some odd years ago, and I certainly don't have a core. I can tell you that.
I certainly don't want to see the Yankees training staff get fired.
It's not that I want to see anyone get fired.
But I don't know that it's necessarily their fault.
But
though.
we also can't just sit here and continue to say that this is just normal.
But are these guys fat and out of shape?
No.
If I saw
No, but there's certain
if I
levels
saw,
of being in shape.
If there was 10 Yankees with punch bellies, I would say, okay, you know what, maybe we need a new training staff. But Steve Donahue's been the head athletic trainer forever. In fact, I would say that he's a 5-star training.
Yeah, but
trainer.
he's more of a senior.
Wouldn't you say that he's a 5-star trainer?
5-star.
So
5-star.
if you think Steve Donahue is a 5-star trainer and you think this is a 5-star podcast, you should definitely head over to iTunes and leave us a rating and review right now.
And also, again, we don't say this enough. You can also watch us on YouTube now.
Yeah,
So if you'd rather watch the pod, maybe listen to some of it and watch some of it, you can do both.
You can give it a thumbs up on YouTube.
And subscribe.
Yeah, do that.
Do that, please.
What do you think, Steve Donahue? What is he, like Grandpa Larry now?
No, I think Steve Donahue's role is much, much different. I think Steve Donahue is more of an in-game senior trainer at this point that is caring for guys who are injured, he's kind of the guy who, okay, Aaron Judge has an oblique strain. Get into the clubhouse. We're going to do this, this, and this.
Okay, the strength and conditioning guy, all those 9 guys that they friggin' rattled off at the beginning of
those are the guys
on opening day. You want to fire all of them? Would that make the fans feel better if those guys got fired tomorrow?
I just need to hear something.
And then Mike Talkman pulls the hamstring, and then what? Then who do you blame?
You got to blame someone, man. It just got.
No, you fired.
It's gotten to that point.
Fired the entire training staff, and then Talkman, the immortal Mike Talkman,
who, if you go back to our last episode, we had about 10 minutes where we just talked about how much of a bum this guy was, and apparently he listens to the show because he told us to go fuck ourselves, and decided to learn how to hit. If he pulled the
hamstring after you fire the entire training staff, then whose fault is it?
Listen, man, I get it. I get your point. I'm just saying that you have to admit that it gets to a point where this is out of control now.
You know what? It's just the fans looking to blame somebody.
But they should. I think someone should.
So fire the entire training staff.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Care.
But someone is to blame. This isn't just normal stuff.
This is just, look.
Is this just bad luck? I mean, did Ellsbury
I have to believe in a higher power, okay? I really do. And this isn't about religion. This is about baseball. I have to believe in a higher power, okay? When this many guys of this caliber get injured, this is not anybody's fault in the secular world, okay? Somebody, a higher power, did this to the Yankees. That's just my opinion, okay? A higher power did this to the Yankees.
Do you sit back and think that if this team...
And I'm going to tell you... Okay, go ahead, finish it.
I was just going to say, do you think now at this point, because we're so pessimistic now with when these guys are going to come back and if they're going to come back, do you think if they're a dominant team, it's more luck at this point than the team that we expect? I mean, do they think they're going to keep rolling these guys out day in and day out, and they're just going to keep winning?
No, the shoe's going to drop. It's going to drop. They're going to hover around. I mean, it's nice that they've won what do they won? 5 out of 6 right now? I
believe so, because they won 2 against Boston. They lost 1
3 out of 4.
Then
okay, so they won 5 out of 6. It's nice. It's and this is what I was before we get into this. This is going back to the higher power here, okay? This all happened when somebody entered the Yankees clubhouse.
Yes, Jacoby Ellsbury, and it happened last year too.
Okay. Jacoby Ellsbury walked into the clubhouse, was it late June, July, somewhere around there? Somewhere when they were in Tampa last year?
Yep.
And what happened? Wasn't that like the first?
That was the first time Gary Sanchez went down.
Yeah.
And then they started to spiral out of control.
Wasn't like that the first series they lost since they were 9-9 too?
Yep.
Okay. And then
hold on. Do you think that you imitate Mike Francesa too much on your off time, that it just naturally comes to you now?
You know what? I do it because it annoys. I do it at home because it annoys my wife.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
I knew that.
Okay.
I did know that how much it annoys her. Now it's just natural for you.
It
sounds good. I mean, you sound good saying it.
All right. So everybody's got their own little tick. Okay.
I have a tick.
I've been rewatching How I Met Your Mother, and I don't know if it's that they wrote it into the script this way, or it's just Colby Smulders has a tick, but she says "but all the time."
But
Yeah, they even did a whole episode about it, and then even after that, you notice that she says it all the time. So I don't know. I doubt that they would. Maybe they did. Who knows? But it's just maybe it's a tick they gave the character or the actress herself has it. Everybody's got their own things. They're little segue words that everybody says. Okay.
You know.
That's Ryan's.
Andy Pettit. That was Andy Pettit's. He was always, I'm just doing this, and then I'm doing that.
Yeah.
You know.
I think is a big one for athletes.
Yeah.
So then what happened? Jacoby Ellsbury shows up March 17th or March 8th, 16th, somewhere around there. Who have we lost since then?
Who haven't we?
Oh my God, everyone.
Miguel Andujar. Was Dellin Betances injured at this point? Probably not, right?
Betances.
No, he was not.
Okay.
Was March 28th.
All right, so look, scroll. All right, go to the top. All right, Miguel Andujar. Count them off. Miguel Andujar. Next, Dellin Betances. Scroll down. Greg Bird. Next. Didi was hurt. Heller was hurt. Hicks. Does Hicks count?
Hicks counts. That was the day.
That was when he was placed on the IL. But do you want to count Hicks? Was he already? We'll count Hicks because I think it got significantly worse.
It did.
After Ellsbury showed up.
He was on the right path.
Okay.
And then Ellsbury showed up.
Aaron Judge. Boom. There it is. Gary Sanchez. Next. Come on, Ryan.
Montgomery you could do last year, right?
He got hurt before Ellsbury came around.
Fit the timetable.
We got worse news on Sevy. Okay, we got worse news on Sevy, so I'm counting it. Stanton, Tulo. That's everybody. That's everybody. Since Ellsbury walked into the clubhouse in Tampa, everybody that's on the fucking IL right now caught Bronx, except for Heller and
Didi.
No, Didi, Heller, Didi, and who's the other guy? Montgomery. Everybody else on the IL got infected by Jacoby Ellsbury.
That's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I'm telling you right now, and if this comes off as racially insensitive, I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize right now.
Holy Christ.
But
can't believe it.
Jacoby Ellsbury is part Native American.
Yes.
Correct?
Correct.
Isn't that part of like Native American mythology? Like curses?
I can't say that you are right. I would be ignorant to say that. But in my mind, yes, you are right.
I'm just saying.
So
From
what I get from like movies and stuff, yes, they do like ceremonial type stuff, like like a rain dance.
Yeah, a rain dance. Instead of a rain dance, he put on an injury dance.
Pain
on the
dance.
Yankees.
In the Italian world, that is called the Maloik, I believe.
Wow.
Right?
I don't know.
You're the most Italian person I know.
I don't want to confuse it with
like putting the horns on someone.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The evil eye.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good job,
the
Chris.
Maloik.
Is that a Jeopardy question?
No.
Did he do
We
that?
have to talk about that too this episode, by the way.
Did he do this? But then his Bronx. This is the thing. He spread the bronchitis to everybody else, but his bronchitis is so bad that he couldn't even clear it up in time to get himself on the field.
I think that, like, as crazy as this sounds, I think that Brian Cashman feels the same way as we do. I think that after all this shit started to like spiral out of control, they were like, you know what? Take his fucking locker out of here. He's never stepping foot in this clubhouse again. We're going to give it to Urshela, who, by the way, has been playing phenomenal baseball.
You know what? Gio Urshela's a good baseball player. He's a starting third baseman on the Indians team in 2017. His bat has never carried over to be, quote, major league ready, but he's swung the bat decently, and he's a great defender. Would I rather have Miguel Andujar? Yeah, I would rather have Miguel Andujar.
Yeah, of course.
As far as a fill-in player, I have no issue.
And you know what? He comes out every day, he plays really hard, and he's just, he's a guy that he might not be the greatest hitter in the world, but you're confident with him in the lineup.
That play he made at third the other day, was that it in the Royal Series? When he slipped on the grass on his
I have no idea.
Transferring the ball, and he still maintained his composure.
How about I think it was yesterday. They had the shift on, and it was a foul ball. And he just tracked it down like an outfielder.
That was a pop-up, right?
Yeah.
Foul territory.
It was a hell of a play. Not every third baseman makes that play.
Was that after Judge got hurt? Because I was just basically zoned out after that point.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure also.
I'm not sure, but hey, look. At the end of the day, they just won 3 games. I don't care if it's against the worst team in the entire world.
Where's this tweet on?
So we gotta still feel somewhat positive right now,
Yeah, so
right?
what, 7-3 their last 10?
They're
back over 500.
Oh, here it is, right? This was Aaron Boone today. Jacoby Ellsbury had, quote, some things pop up in his rehab. First of all, and I tweeted this out earlier, that's just Yankee speak for it. Even with Judge, Stanton, and Hicks out, we don't want you on the team.
Yeah, I agree.
He had some things pop up in rehab, and he really hasn't been able to get going in baseball activities, said Aaron Boone. What is he doing?
Can the Yankees just get to a fucking point now where they're just like, guys, no more updates on Jacoby Ellsbury anymore. He's obviously just done. Right? It doesn't matter what he does, how he progresses, anything, he's not coming back.
Because they can't
Can the Yankees just get to that point,
they can't
please?
release him while he's on the injured list.
I don't care about releasing him. Can they just stop with the bullshit? I don't care about what Jacoby Ellsbury is doing anymore.
By law, they just have to because you know what? Not even by law, with so many guys hurt, especially now the Judge is hurt, people are gonna wonder, what is Ellsbury doing? Is he gonna play? Because if he's gonna play, I mean, this is it. This is it, right?
I guess.
Now is the best time.
This is it.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
We're
absolutely.
Listen, you said it yourself, and both of you guys did, and all 3 of us maybe even said it, that if the Yankees can use him and utilize him and think that he can play, they're going to do it. You're right, they can't release him. If there's ever a time that they can do it or need it, it's right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we've just gotten more bad news on this guy. So now it's just time to just get over it, in my opinion. Just move on now. You don't have to release him. Just stop fucking talking about him like he exists. Because he doesn't.
They're just going to keep bullshit until the season is over.
Bullshit.
And then you're going to, and I truly believe sometime in November, the Yankees are going to just send him on his way.
Sometime in November. The
Yankees are just going to keep sliding out the bullshit. This way they can get the insurance money.
And does anyone pick him up, you think?
Oh, somebody will pick him up. Mm-hmm. You really
For what, though? What if he doesn't play one game? Someone's really going to pick him up.
It's the same thing the Yankees did with
Tulowitzki?
With Tulowitzki. Is it worth taking a flyer on him for $550,000?
I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
No, it is.
I don't know.
Dude, come on. $550,000 in baseball money.
That's nothing.
Nothing,
That's
bro.
like $1 in Monopoly money.
To a team that actually thinks they can do something with him. See, we had an injury at shortstop where we knew Tulowitzki was healthy and could play. But if he doesn't play one game this year, who's to say he's even healthy? You're going to put money into that type of an investment? I don't care if it's $1.
No. Well, think about it. Tulowitzki didn't play since mid-2016?
Yeah.
Right, but you knew he was healthy.
Okay, so how do we know that the Yankees aren't just fucking jerking off down there with Jacoby Ellsbury and being like, you know what, go sit in the corner, look like you're limping or something. This way we can say something popped up today.
But I think we have enough of Jacoby Ellsbury's again.
You know what? Tulowitzki had a private, he had a showcase for scouts.
Right.
And he looked good. So maybe Ellsbury, the Yankees release him. He has his showcase. He looks decent. And somebody's going to say, you know what? Maybe I can get some mileage out of him for a year.
And it would be the same argument you'd make with Troy Tulowitzki. A healthy Troy Tulowitzki is definitely worth more than $550,000, and I think a healthy Jacoby Ellsbury would be worth more than a league minimum contract.
And at that point, the Yankees are like, last year of the contract, just get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
It's just such a waste of oxygen.
You know what Brian Cashman's got to be thinking right now? This is 2 years in a row now that you infected my clubhouse. This is 2 years in a row now that you did this. And what's he doing? Hanging around in Tampa with the minor leaguers? That's great. The future of our team?
Great. They're all hurt.
You know how
Actually,
big-
it doesn't matter because the future is up with us right now.
You know
because
how-
we need
you know how
him
some babies
because
are
he
born-
fucked up the major league
You
team.
know how some babies are born crack dependent?
Yes.
Well, that's what it's like.
They're
with
called crack babies.
You know how that's what Jacoby Ellsbury's doing. They're going to be born with bronchitis. The next wave of Yankees is already born with bronchitis because of him.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, we haven't recorded this week, and we're probably not going to do a midweek show either this week because of the way the schedule breaks. The Yankees had to play a 4-game set against the Angels. It's not even that they could have played Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then started a new series on Thursday. This way we could have came on Thursday.
Like had a getaway day for one of the teams in an early game Wednesday.
This way we could have recorded Thursday before the game, and at least then we would only miss one game and we could get a midweek show out. But no, they have to play a 4-game set against Anaheim and then 3 against the friggin' Giants. And then look, that's their next day off. And then look, oh wow, that's great. Thanks for that day off on Monday, assholes. This schedule is so
that is
But
crazy.
dude, we said the same thing last year. How bad the scheduling
it's
was.
worse this year
Look
because
at that.
before we recorded, we looked at the June schedule before and after they go to London, which is atrocious. It is absolutely atrocious because we said this. We were talking about this. When an NFL team goes to London, they have a whole week to get there
to prepare.
and then their bye week
right.
is after that game. The Yankees have 2 days off before the London game, and then they have 1 day off before they go to play the
You know how
Mets.
fucked up your body is after traveling like that?
And the crazy
They're not flying to Florida.
And the crazy part is that that 2-game Mets series starts the last string of games before the All-Star break. You couldn't play that London series a week later, the 5th and 6th or the 6th and 7th, even if you wanted to do it like that, of July and give the Yankees and Red Sox the All-Star break off. You give them Thursday and Friday off to travel. You play Saturday and Sunday, and then they got 4 days off after the All-Star break, and then you give Yankee and Red Sox players the exemption of playing in the All-Star game. This is absolutely ludicrous. And you know what? It's like the Gleyber Torres home run thing yesterday. Yeah, I'm extra angry about it because it happened to the Yankees, but this is bullshit on any level to do this to a Major League Baseball team. That they don't even do this in the NFL. You don't even have to come back and play the next week in the NFL when you only play once a week. That is bullshit. I'm sorry. And I'm going to scream about it again in another couple of weeks when we get closer to it. That's how fucking stupid it is.
Tell us how you really feel. It is. It's a fucking joke.
Well,
it
they
is,
would
but
be flying into New York.
Yeah, but they'd be flying from Tampa to London.
No, aren't they? Where are they going? Where are they coming from before they go to... All right, they're home, and then they... I wonder if they're doing the same thing for the Red Sox, because the Yankees are home, and then they're flying to London, and then when they come back, they're not home, but they're playing the Mets, so they're basically coming home. I wonder if they're doing the same thing for the Red Sox. I would hope that they would at least let them finish and then go back to Boston. Because I would say at least that makes it a little bit better, that you're not flying from a different city.
yeah, that doesn't take away jet lag or...
No, it doesn't. But, all right, so the Red Sox are coming from home, so they'll be leaving their home, and then that sucks. Then they go to Toronto.
That
fucking
sucks. Crazy.
That's stupid.
And then
I'm
Detroit
sorry.
right after that. So they're on the road from London
Are you kidding
until
me?
the All-Star break.
And
Do you know how mad I am over this, that I'm actually defending the Red Sox about this? This is
that's great.
atrocious.
it is, because sometimes you got to take the Yankee cap off, and you have to talk about this as just a major league problem. This is a problem. I don't care who you root for.
You know, and our buddy Patrick is over there in Ireland, and he's excited about going to the games. And Patrick, we love you, and we're glad that you're going to get a chance to see the Yankees, but this is fucking stupid.
It's ridiculous.
All to grow the game. Do you really think that people,
Nope.
the majority of people in England, yeah, there's probably some transplanted New Yorkers or some people like Patrick that happen to like baseball. You think anybody really gives a shit about the Yankees and Red Sox in London?
Listen. We talked about the flaws that Major League Baseball has with all these stupid rule changes and how flawed every single theory they have is, pretty much. Let's dissect this for a second. their main focus is to grow baseball in America because they feel like it's failing or it's on the decline. Yet now they're trying to focus on a different country. Are you kidding me? Focus on this country. If that's what your problem is, that there's not enough people in this country watching. What do you think?
You know where I would? You know where I would play these series if you had to do this? In countries where baseball players come from.
Yep.
Japan,
Absolutely.
Mexico, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Venezuela. Even
they did that last year, right?
Bro, if they had this in DR,
where's Francisco
Yankees,
Lindor
Red Sox,
from?
that shit would be insane.
Lindor hit a walk-off.
Is he Puerto Rican? He might be. Is he Puerto? I want to say he's Puerto Rican. Yeah.
They played a series in Puerto Rico. I remember he had a walk-off home run.
Yeah,
there.
if you want to have these abroad series in places where baseball players come from, I have no problem with that.
Oh, it's electric too, and those that's the thing too. They watch baseball there, and in all of these other countries they love baseball.
They
it's just
play
not
cricket.
a thing, and it's not a thing. It's not what they like.
In countries like Puerto Rico, well, Puerto Rico is really an annex to us now. But like Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, these guys live for baseball. They love the sport.
Panama.
It's not like here. It's insane how passionate they are about baseball.
I don't know, your two biggest, most famous teams in your sport. Why don't you let them play in their home stadiums?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big part of it, too. Who's technically home? Is it Boston?
These are Red Sox.
So that's even more fucked up, though.
Boston's home, but the Yankees are wearing their pinstripes.
That's even more fucked up, though.
Because that's the whole thing. It's a whole marketing thing. Nobody cares about the Yankees and their road grays. The iconic pinstripes. So they're a road team. That's gonna fucking piss me off too. They're the road team. Where are your road grays?
But you know what?
If this was my house, I would have thrown something right now.
You could throw something.
I don't have anything to throw because it's not my house.
It's even more fucked up because Boston's technically home, right, in those games, and then they come home and they're on the road up until the All-Star break.
They don't come home,
right?
They don't even get to come back to America. They go to Canada.
Yeah. They go to Canada, which, Jesus, I mean,
you know what? We spent enough time on this. We can yell. When we get to mid-June.
Yeah, because there's shit we gotta discuss here.
Yeah, and you know what? Why don't we get this out of the way now? Throw this to the sponsor right now.
I was gonna say let's do that because I don't know if you noticed.
We got some
gear. You have your shirt?
Yeah, I'm not wearing it right now. What happened to it?
Just hold it up. We got sent some baseball gear, some baseballism gear.
Can the fans see it?
Yeah, you just hold it right up. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see it. Move it over to your left a little. There you go. You got the Babe Ruth shirt. I got the Lefty Pride.
I love this shirt.
Got the Lefty Pride. Ryan's got the Baseballism All-American Classic. If you head to baseballism.com and use NYYST as the promo code, you save 15% on your entire order.
Shirt fits nice too. It feels good.
And I'm not kidding. I say this every week. Go on there just for a second, just to amuse us. I promise you, there's going to be multiple things that you have to buy before you leave.
My wedding anniversary was Tuesday, and we'll get into
Happy anniversary, by the way.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. I initially said last week that the Yankees were going to ruin it. They didn't, and we're going to say thank you to one big piece of that when we come back. But one of my anniversary gifts was from Baseballism because the third anniversary is the leather anniversary. And my wife bought me a home plate keychain, but the strap part is
leather,
baseball leather.
Nice, that's awesome.
Or glove leather. No, it's got to be glove because it's like that beige color. Yeah,
that's awesome.
All right, so let's throw it to the sponsor right now, and then we'll come back and then we'll dive into the Yankees pitching a little bit.
Perfect.
Hey, have you heard about Baseballism? A premium lifestyle apparel brand focusing on the class, tradition, and history of baseball. You can find everything from accessories such as phone cases and watches to your next favorite baseball tee. Whether you're a player or just a fan of the game, Baseballism has something for everyone. They also have multiple stores, including one in Cooperstown, home of the Baseball Hall of Fame. Hop online to baseballism.com and check out all they have to offer. Just be sure to use promo code NYYST at checkout. for 15% off your entire order. Baseballism, a brand built for love of the game.
All right, we're back here on episode 113 of the NYYST podcast. Thank you to our sponsors, Baseballism. Go to baseballism.com and use the code NYYST for 15% off your purchase. I said before we threw to Baseballism that one of my anniversary gifts was the Baseballism keychain. The other one, my wife got me tickets to the Yankees-Astros game on June 21st. I'm sorry. The only reason why I'm bringing that up is because I want to play over-under. Over-under, Aaron Judge will be back on that game.
Well, that's 2 months.
2 months.
Today.
I
That's 2 months from today. That's 8 weeks.
I'll say that you have a good chance of seeing him, but I wouldn't be surprised if you don't.
So
I'd say you have a better chance of seeing him than
would
not.
you say over under Aaron Judge will be back for the Astros? We'll just say the Astros series on June 20th.
Can I push?
Over under.
Can I push?
But you think he's coming back?
No,
serious?
I'll go under.
I'll
You're
go
going
over.
Under.
I'll go over just because they have that
I'm gonna
London.
stay optimistic.
They have that London series a week later, so if they are thinking of bringing him back around that time frame, I feel like they'd maybe just push it back to that Boston series in London because you don't want to.
Listen.
So I don't know.
There's a stink bug flying around.
Yeah, that threw me
They're
off.
very bad in this area. They are.
I've lived in this area my whole life. I've
Never seen one? Oh my god.
Not until you moved here.
Please leave us a review right now if you've ever had a stink bug in your house. And can you stop doing that with your mic?
No.
Thanks.
No. Everybody else gets to play with their mic. Why don't I get to play?
You
with
can
mine?
play with it, but just not tilting it down because then it can't hear you.
Okay. How about King Mike? Okay, while we're on the subject, King Mike, and that's what I'm calling him, King Mike. With the ratings when he went after Michael K, that was that. Honestly, I know people.
Was this recent?
Yeah, they went back and forth.
Oh, they went back. It was.
They kept
great.
going one
tell me
after the
about
next.
I told you about this.
Did you?
Yeah, but then there was more after you
There
told
was
us.
more?
There was
What?
another comeback by whoever was.
Were you
the last
texting
one.
it?
Yeah.
I probably.
Yeah, he doesn't listen to us. when
What
we
happened?
talk.
Well, the ratings book came out. And
Okay.
technically, K won. It was the first time K's ever beaten Francesco.
But was it that Francesco was barely?
No, it's because they don't count the stream of Francesco's show,
Oh my god.
and they count the stream
Oh,
of K's
that's
show
bullshit.
That's stupid.
because they don't sell the same ads on Francesco's stream as they do on the WFAN show, so they're counted
That makes
differently.
sense. That makes sense. Because really, technically, when you're looking at those ratings, all the station cares about that are putting out those ratings
Is what they
are
can sell the
ad
ads-
revenue.
yeah.
So technically, that makes sense. But when you want to get a feel for how many people are actually
So
watching
if
or
you
listening,
include the streaming numbers, Francesco wins. Without the streaming numbers, Francesco loses. So of course Francesco wants to count the streaming numbers.
Okay, can I just say one
Kay
thing though?
Doesn't.
Who was the person to initially bring this up? It just doesn't seem like a Mike Francesa thing to even bring up.
No, it was brought up to
Probably
it was brought up to
Rosenberg.
him. It was brought up
Right.
to him.
Okay. Anyway, so you were talking about
King Mike. I mean, just the way he went after Kay on a show, and then Kay had to come back and blah blah blah. But you know what? It was King Mike at his best. What day was this, Brian?
This one was April 20th.
No, this wasn't from yesterday.
Well,
Oh, you know what?
Oh,
Because-
that was his last time commenting.
yeah. Okay,
on
so
it.
the story had to broken earlier in the week.
Yeah, like 5 days ago.
6 days ago. It
Yeah,
looks like.
after we last recorded, it came out.
Hmm.
April 6th. Yeah, so Monday, Tuesday, whenever. Okay. So, the point being is that was King Mike at his best when he went after Michael K. So, I implore you that if you were a Mike Francesa fan and you did not hear him going after Michael Kay when the day the ratings came out, that you should listen to King Mike, because
I have to listen.
He really, you know what?
I wonder what the numbers are for Michael Kay's radio show without the streaming.
I don't know what they are.
They probably don't even release that.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, back to business here. Yeah, and Kay cursed. He cursed.
Wow, move aside because we kicked your ass.
Yeah,
That's what Michael Kay said
ASS twice.
He said it two different
He said
times.
it 2 different. It might have been Monday because this is when Rosenberg was had his heart on for Tiger Woods, so it might have been Monday.
That was
Tiger
phenomenal,
watch.
by the way.
What?
Tiger Woods.
Tiger won.
I don't care if you like him, if you support him. This guy made so many bad decisions, 0 of which I feel bad for him for. But I'm a big believer in everyone makes mistakes, and you don't have to agree with them. You don't have to support them, and you can completely banish them from your life. But I think character is made up on how you react after those decisions and how you come back. This guy did not give up, and he just won a major again. That was insane. Probably the biggest comeback in all of sports, I think.
And, before we get any angry tweets like, how do you still listen to Mike Francesa? He's mean. Right now, basically, when I'm in the car between 3 and 6 o'clock, I listen to whoever is talking about what's most relevant to me. So if, Francesa is talking about the Yankees and Kay's talking about the Islanders, I'm listening to Francesa. But if, Kay's got Mark Teixeira on and Francesa's talking to the guy from St. John's, listening to Mike.
I never switch off of the fan. Yeah, I even get through CMB. I just can't switch off of the fan. I just don't go to ESPN Radio.
The only listenable show that ESPN Radio has is the K Show.
I don't think it's listenable at all.
It is when Peter Rosenberg keeps his mouth shut.
Even LaGreca gets under my skin now.
He tries to be a Francesa clone.
I just think that LaGreca's act is overplayed. I don't think he's genuine.
When he first joined, when they first simulcast on Yes, he shaved his goatee and his hair was super gray. He would look just like Mike. He did it on purpose too.
Anyway, there was a reason why your anniversary wasn't ruined.
Oh yes, and that was because it's hard to even talk about the Yankees in terms of playing well because of what happened to Aaron Judge. But we said it. I put out a tweet yesterday, and it's, what did you want to see the Yankees do after the White Sox series? Play better baseball, right?
Yes.
And you can't say that they didn't because they've lost once since then, even though they came out super flat on it was Thursday night, right?
Yes.
But how many times have we seen that the Yankees play the Red Sox at home and they play the Red Sox well at home, and then they still have a homestand to continue, and a lesser team comes in, and that next night they're flat? How many times have we seen that happen?
Too many times.
We've one of the most famous scenarios that I can remember is in 2004 after the dive game. Was it they might have came in? They might have played the Mets right after that, and that was a bad Mets team. And they might have they just looked like they had no interest in being there that next game. And we've seen it happen before where the Yankees, they get hyped up to play the Red Sox at home, and then the next game, and it's not even them. It just, how electric was Yankee Stadium Tuesday and Wednesday?
Oh man!
And then what was it like on Thursday?
Dead. It
was like, what was there 20,000 people in the stadium on Thursday night?
It was also shitty weather though. No.
Christian, you got a great memory, dude.
They lost,
because look, all right, July 1st was that dive game. They won that game. Then the next night they lost 11-2 to the New York Mets.
They got swept by the Mets. Swept.
And
wow.
Then, going 1-5 over their next 6 games, and then they went on a nice little tear. Great call, man. That was a fucking while ago.
He looks all this shit up before he gets here.
I don't.
I'm impressed.
But there was one main reason why they were so hot when they came out on that first game against the Red Sox.
This is why I hate fans that want to make an assumption about a player before we get out of April.
Player or players.
Before we get out of April. Because, yes, did James Paxton have 2 bad starts in a row? He did. There's no question about it. He stunk. He wasn't terrible.
It wasn't terrible,
he grinded through that second start against the Orioles, and then he was bad against the Astros.
Yes,
and you know what? I ripped him here on this show because I said, you know what? This team is hurt. They're on the Was that the sweep game? Was that the sweep game that they got swept when Paxton started? I don't remember, but
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
But anyway, I said you need it more from James Paxton in that spot, and you didn't get it. He got lit up.
Yes.
He got hit hard.
Yeah, it was.
And then, this is his initials are SG, so we'll just call him Stupid Guy. This is Stupid Guy all over again. This is another AJ Burnett. This is Javier Vasquez. Blah blah blah. This guy can't pitch. Brian Cashman's an idiot for trading for him. Meanwhile, Justice Sheffield's giving up like 11 walks in 9 innings in AAA so far this year. So, I mean, maybe Cash was right on that one there. But anyway, this is why you don't make an assumption off a player off of 3 starts or even 3 weeks if they're a position player in April. Because then, like that, what did he do? He dominated.
He not only dominated, he put forth a performance that you don't see all that often throughout cumulative years from starting pitchers.
He's the first pitcher since David Cone in 1998 to have consecutive starts for the Yankees.
He's the only pitcher besides David Cone
to have
in the history of the Yankees to have back-to-back 12K starts.
Really?
Yes.
He had 12.
Yeah, he had 12 against Boston and then another 12 today.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he had 12 strikeouts today. Wow.
Against Boston, 8 innings pitched, 2 hits, a walk, 12 Ks. He was phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
And then today, what was that, 6
He got into a little bit of trouble in the 6th. His pitch count was up a little bit because, and there's credit to him, man, he did not have that. He was that fastball was electric on Tuesday night.
He didn't have it as much today,
99,
right?
pumping it, just blowing guys away with it. He was around 95 most of the game. When he wanted to reach back, he got it to 97. He didn't have his A-plus fastball today, but look, so he had to work a little bit harder. But still, he gave you 6+, 3 hits, no runs, a walk, and 12 Ks. This guy's last 14 innings pitched, 0 runs, 2 walks and 24 strikeouts.
24 strikeouts and 14 innings pitched.
And that's why I'm saying you gotta just reserve judgment. And that's not even a player, just in the team in general. The team was slogging through the first couple weeks of the season. Oh, this team sucks. They won't win 80 games, but we're not making the playoffs. It's still April. You can't make a distinction off of a whole season.
I had a whole episode of my own show this past week about isolating negativity. And I say it all the time. In baseball, more than any other sport, you need to isolate your negativity. You can sit here and tell me the Yankees suck right now when they were, losing however many games they were losing and so on and so forth. But all of those people, anyone who felt down on this team, just 2 days later after beating the Red Sox 2 straight games, couldn't tell me you weren't on top of the world. Feeling like this team had it, as hurt as they are. This is a marathon. You need to isolate how you're feeling in that time. I promise you cannot predict what a team's going to do based off of a handful of baseball games.
You can't predict baseball.
You can't predict what a starting pitcher is going to do for your team after 3 starts. You can't. And I get it. I get that it is so easy for us Yankee fans to sit here and be negative towards it because we've seen so many guys get the big payday and come here and have a lot of expectations on their shoulders and they fall flat. We've seen it happen, but that isn't fair to then put on Paxton after 3 starts that he is just some failure to this team. It's not. And you can't do that, and he's proving to you why. Because in the last two starts now, he's looked like one of the best pitchers we've ever signed.
No, he looks like the guy that you expected him to be when Brian Cashman made the trade. And how good does the Andrew Miller trade look right now? That Clint Frazier is on fire right now, and you traded Justice Sheffield for James Paxton.
I mean, listen. Clint Frazier,
Phenomenal.
we've all known and heard what kind of talent this kid is.
And
we all know
he almost won the game today. He just and he had a 3-run bomb earlier in the game, and he just missed it.
I thought it was gone off the bat. But, I mean, we've always known what kind of an offensive powerhouse this guy could be. We've just never seen him really put it together. We know defensively he still has a lot of work to do. But if he's going to put together this type of a season, these types of numbers,
yes.
I mean, Jesus, man. Have you seen... look, again, just talking about Paxton.
He leads the team in home runs right now. He's tied, actually, because Gary Sanchez also has 6. He's got 6. He's hitting .339, 6 home runs, and 17 runs batted in. I mean, where would the Yankees... Think about it. Where would the Yankees be without Clint Frazier right now? This is what you were hoping for last year. This is why that Clint Frazier was basically depressed last year. Not just because of the concussion, but because he knew that was his opportunity.
Right.
He knew it. And it really sucks that he got another opportunity this year. Not because I hate Clint Frazier. You know I'm a big fan of the guy. But because that it took our entire outfield to get hurt for him to get this opportunity again. That's why it sucks. But you know what? He got another chance. He got a second chance to come back and show the Yankees what he can do. And what has he done wrong? What has he done wrong? Except for that game in Houston where he played a little bit of shitty defense with those
Which
dives.
was also amplified because the Yankees weren't playing well at the time. We were all negative with the injuries that were coming together, and he had a couple tough plays, so it was definitely amplified. But since then, since he's been hitting, I can't even remember any blunders in the field because...
Well, he's been DHing a lot, too.
Oh, yeah. But still...
Boone's been protecting him that way.
Yeah, but
well,
still,
he can't now.
But what I'm saying is the positivity is starting to overpower the negativity.
And then, I mean, he made a great play. What was that? Yesterday's game or 2 days ago? The sack fly double play that saved the game.
Yeah, that was
that
not.
Changed
I don't
the
think
game.
that was yesterday. I think that was Friday night.
Yeah, I think it was Friday.
Oh man, that friggin' throw to home.
Because what it was
And
second
you know
and second and third, nobody out, and he turned a double play.
And then Luke Voigt killed me.
You know what? And the fans that hate Clint Frazier hate him because of his attitude and the way he conducts himself on social media. The guy's cocky. And you know what? You can be cocky when you back it up.
Exactly.
And what has he done to show you that he can't back it up? Right now, he's doing everything. He's doing more than you could have ever hoped for to come in here and be an injury replacement.
And here's when I'm okay with a player being cocky the way he was in that you know.
I think Kid Rock had a song. It's not called cocky.
Bomb with the bomb, the bang, the
Yeah,
dang,
that was one of them.
diggy,
But I
diggy,
think
diggy.
in one of his songs, it was like, it's not cocky if you can back it up.
Well, my biggest thing is it's not just that for me. It's that this kid is always, and you want to say cocky, I don't know. I just think he's just been very confident in his abilities.
There you go.
And now that he's showing it.
Then we give Ryan a computer. Like as soon as the words come out of your
Cocky.
mouth, he's on it.
By Kid Rock. But now that he's showing it, it's actually humbled him.
He should
And
use
that's
this
what,
as his walk-up
and that's what
song.
you want to see because now he doesn't have to talk as much. He's showing it. He's
Yeah,
proving
this
it.
is what it says. They say I'm cocky and I say what I want. It isn't bragging, motherfucker. If you back it up. So there you go.
Kid Rock.
I like that.
So there.
Let's send this song to
Clint
Clint
Frazier.
Frazier. Maybe he'll use
want-
it as a walk-up song.
You want to tweet it?
Tweetalytics.
Tweetalytics.
At the end of the day, though, as good as I'm feeling because they're winning, I just don't know what to expect. I don't know what to say I expect from this team this year. And that's what scares me because I don't think I'm watching the team I thought we were going to. And I don't know if you can expect this team to do big things anymore. Can you?
Yeah,
You can?
I can't. You know why?
Not with this lineup going out every day. And I'm
All right,
not
look
saying
at
they're
it.
not doing well.
Look at this. Look at the standings right now. Okay, the Rays lost 4 in a row, so the Yankees are only 2 games out in the loss column. 2.
I get that, but it's still early.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think the Yankees are going to fall flat on their face? And
That's what I'm scared of,
and
though.
I
I don't know
7,
either way.
10, 15 games under 500.
But what I'm saying is I don't know either way. That's what
Yankees
scares
are
me.
6-4 their last 10. I said 7-3 before my mistake.
Get up their schedule, Ryan. I want let me see their schedule coming up.
And I'm glad you're doing this because that's what brought this thought to my mind. Looking at the schedule, and I'm going, oh, they should win X amount of games, but I don't know if we can expect those things anymore.
Think about it like this, right? The most recent sample size is that today, especially today, if there was ever an excuse to lose a game, it would be today.
Oh, yeah.
But they won.
And
today.
that would have been a very, very tough loss to swallow today.
So we've lost series at home to the White Sox, Orioles, and Tigers. Doesn't look good. And what we've always said, even with the injuries, you should beat these bad teams. And what do they do this weekend?
Yeah,
beat 'em up.
Now they're doing it.
Okay. The Angels. What's the Angels' record? I got it right here in front of me.
They're
the
one of the
Angels
worst.
are 9-13 right now. They have the
They're
best.
playing better baseball then, though, because they started like 1-5.
In their last 10, they're 3-7.
I take that.
Okay,
back.
so they have the best player in the world, and they're 9-13. Okay, let's go to the San Francisco Giants. I have the standings right in front of me. Okay, the San Francisco Giants 9-14. Okay, next who do we play next? The Diamondbacks 11-11. Fine, they're decent. Okay, then here we go to the Twins. I don't care if the Twins
haven't lost the game up to that point.
I don't care if the Twins haven't lost the game.
The Twins are our remedy
We're
of
their
anything.
kryptonite. There are.
I bet you every player comes back healthy.
If you
Yeah.
cheer for bronchitis, the Twins have it.
Yeah,
They know it.
I
And
agree.
then you got the Mariners, who they're
Sluggish
16-9, but you know what?
What's their last 10?
3-7. So you can't tell me that we get through the first week of May before we play a good team again in the Rays.
And then you play 6 of your next 9 or 7 of your next 10 games are against the Baltimore Orioles, and then
you
the
follow it up
Royals
with the Royals
and the Padres actually
so
might be
still,
better than we think.
This schedule is still conducive to the Yankees playing at worst 500 baseball.
I think Stanton's
Right.
back for Giancarlo Stanton bobblehead day.
Well, I'm going to that game, so
Yeah, hopefully he's back sometime on this West Coast trip, right?
Well,
He's traveling with him.
Gary Sanchez is going to rehab Monday. He's going to rehab game Monday. They just want to see how he responds to catching 5 or 6 innings, which
Jesus. I mean, we can't take any more bad news.
but as of right now, the plan is for him to be in Anaheim and start Wednesday. So that's it. What do we say after the White Sox series? Play better baseball. Boom, they did it. Okay, they're playing better baseball. Get healthy. Yes, Aaron Judge getting hurt absolutely sucks. It's the worst possible thing that could have happened. But Gary Sanchez is coming back, so it lessens the blow a little bit. Because Gary Sanchez was tearing the cover off the ball.
Oh yeah, you hope he comes back. Seeing the ball and swinging as hot as he was.
If Gary Sanchez comes back healthy, and you can get Giancarlo Stanton back on this team, even that first home game after the West Coast trip, things are starting to look a little bit better.
Yeah.
Now you got G back. Now you got Gary back. You hope Hicks isn't too far after that. Maybe Hicks can come back on that homestand against the Twins and Mariners. So now you got 3 players back. And still, you don't have Aaron Judge, and you might not have Aaron Judge till late June. But now you got Hicks back. You got Stanton back. You got Gary back, and you're starting to feel better about things. And you can't tell me that the Yankees with Hicks, Stanton, and who's the other guy? Hicks, Stanton, and Sanchez, even with their other injuries, aren't good enough to play winning baseball, even if that is winning baseball 3 games over 500 through this stretch.
Yeah, and you know what? We continue to keep hearing, whether it's true or pans out to be true or not, we keep hearing positive things about Miguel Andujar. So you hope that you see him eventually too. Judge missing any bit of significant time is a blow. I don't care if it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 10 weeks. It's going to be a big blow. But you're right. If we can get some of these guys back now and start to put them into these lineups, you got to be confident you can still beat all these teams.
The key last year where the season kind of took a turn is when Judge got hurt, and Judge was out, 7 or 8 weeks, right? But we also dealt with other injuries. Didi was down during that time. Stanton didn't go on the injured list, but he was hurt. Sanchez was hurt. So if you can bring guys back while Judge is out, it won't have that same effect that it did last year when Judge was hurt, because we were still getting injuries while Judge was hurt. So if you can start closing gaps on some of these injuries, I think the Yankees will be okay until the Yankees really just need the Yankees. Think about it like this. I don't think we're in a scenario unless the Yankees get catastrophic news on Severino or Betances or Judge where these guys aren't coming back at all this year, because those are the most long-term injuries that we're looking at right now. The Yankees don't really need to make any type of significant trades at the trade deadline, because think about it. You're within a 3-month span of the trade deadline, you're getting back an ace, the top relief pitcher in baseball, and Aaron fucking Judge.
Yeah, it'll be as if they're making the trades.
Yeah, and you know what? It's easy for us to say that now, and you hope it's still just as easy then, because we're getting guys stepping up. We're getting, outside of one start where he kind of fell apart, and we talked about it last episode in Tanaka, we're getting good starts out of him.
He was good yesterday.
Yeah, he was great.
Good.
Paxton's been great. Hap started that game 2 against Boston. He looked like he was going to shit the bed again, but he settled down. He kept them to what, 3 runs? I think
he got into the 7th inning.
He got into the 7th inning, and they won.
You take it every time.
Absolutely. And you're getting these performances from these guys. CeCe, you texted me the other day. You gave us a little trivia. CeCe's the first pitcher since
Freddie Garcia.
Since Freddie Garcia in 2011 to have his first 2 starts of the season of 5 innings, at least 5 innings with no earned runs.
Yeah.
You can't. What did we say going into this? What you expect out of CeCe? 5 innings, maybe 6 on a good day, 7 if he's feeling really good.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. You never know. But the performances he's putting together are softening the blow of not having Severino.
Then again, fans after the first 2 innings of the Red Sox game, fans were trashing J Happ, and I said, give the guy 10 starts.
Yeah,
we know what type of pitcher he is. You can give the guy 10 starts before.
Notoriously slow starter.
And you know what? If whatever he found in that Red Sox game can carry over now we got J Happ back to being J Happ, which is great.
Rye said it today during the game, but thank God for Carlos Beltran, huh? Because ever since then, Paxton's been lights out. I don't know, how much of it has to do with that. Was it other teams picking up on his signs? Maybe.
Let me get Mike, the immortal Mike Talkman. Let me get his numbers up here. Don't go on Baseball Reference because they don't update shit.
Who sucks right now that we can really just bash? Because it seems like whenever we do that, they come back hot.
Let's fucking rip Mike Ford.
Come on, he had a nice base hit today. He had his first career hit.
That was his first hit, right?
I like Ford. He just looks like a Yankee.
He reminds me of somebody. I just can't put my finger on it.
You know who he reminds me of?
Stocky build.
You know who he reminds me of?
Who?
Joe Rivera. He does. He reminds me of Joe Rivera in a Yankee uniform.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Let's talk.
Go ahead.
And look at this. Hey, look, bro. The guy's hitting 242, which is respectable. He's showing decent power. 3 home runs, 8 runs batted in. For Mike Talkman.
Talk the talk, you walk the wall.
He's walking, too. He's got a 342 on base. This is, come on, man. This guy was a nobody.
Look at that slugging percentage. Oh, my God.
Let's give the guy credit where it's due.
Yeah, no.
And give me credit for predicting his first career home run. I said it earlier that day in the group
Did you?
chat. I said Mike Talkman's going to hit a home run tonight.
And I said it as in sarcasm when there were fans ripping Stan and saying that the Yankees don't need him. And I said, they don't need him. You got the immortal Mike Talkman playing left field. And I said it as a joke. And you know what? Now I'm making
it's serious.
Now I'm making it a thing. We have a meme out there of Mike Talkman's face photoshopped over Hulk Hogan because Hulk Hogan's nickname was the immortal Hulk Hogan.
He's playing with some fire now, too.
And you know,
he's pumped up.
Did he double when Romine singled in the run to tie the game in the 8th today?
I think so, yeah.
I think that was him. He was going nuts. Love that.
Well, someone got him over to third. I think there was a fly ball that got him over to third. That was Frazier, I think.
No, Frazier was hitting higher in the lineup.
Someone got him over to third.
Yeah, it wasn't Frazier. Frazier's hitting higher in the lineup. But anyway, 2 quick things before we wrap up the show here. We got to give major credit to what's his face, Austin Romine.
Oh yeah,
Roro, man. Look,
Tied the game and won the game today.
I don't want to hear that he should be the starting catcher because he shouldn't. Okay,
No.
that should be Gary Sanchez. But this guy just has a knack for being in the right place at
He
the
really
right
does.
It was the Estrada. He did a sack bunt.
Right.
that was
That-
in.
and you-
No. That was in.
That was the game winner.
That was the game winner. I'm
Oh,
talking
you're
about,
talking about earlier.
in the.
But what a bunt.
Mike Tompkins
eighth.
scored. Yeah, he scored on that in the.
But what a
eighth inning.
bunt, huh? We've seen how hard that can be to put a bunt down like that in that situation. And this
And
kid
that's
comes
not-
up and makes it look easy.
That's not a. It goes down as a single, but it would, if they were playing. It wasn't the last. The end of the game. There, it would have been a sac fly. But still, what did you need in that situation? A fly ball, score a run, and he gave it to you. The Yankees could not lose this game today. They were up 5-0 in the 8th inning after getting a stellar performance from James Paxton on a day that if the Yankees walked in there dead, you would totally understand it after what happened yesterday. But they came out, they scored a few runs. Clint Frazier hits a bomb, 5-0. You're like, okay, you know what? We're going to win this game today. And then, love Aaron Boone. Going to preface it by saying that. But today was not the fucking time to try to build Chad Green's confidence. I'm sorry, it wasn't.
Yeah, he's just not pitching well.
And I know that Chad Green did not get hit hard today. The first hit was a bloop. Then he walked the guy, which was his fault, and then wasn't it an infield single or something? It was another weak hit. It's something that found the hole. It wasn't. He didn't get hit hard, but that's the type of shit that happens when a relief pitcher is struggling. That is what happened. That's the type of outing that happens when you play with fire like that.
You're right.
And I don't think, and Ottavino looked like shit. He gave up a double and back-to-back home runs before he settled in.
Well, he can't feel his fucking shoulder from how many innings he's pitched already.
The damage was done already. And you know what? Maybe he got rushed into the game a little bit because maybe, that might have been on him to say, I need more time to warm up. But you know what? The game is unraveling at that point.
I got to be honest about something, too. Being a holiday for us, today is Sunday, is Easter Sunday. Once they went up like 5-0 and I saw how Paxton was pitching, I didn't purposefully stop paying full attention to the game, but I had other things going on. I had family here. I was outside with the kids.
Yeah, I took your dog for a walk when it was 5-0
for a walk, and I was just like, you know what?
Your wife comes outside, says, "Hey, the game's tied." I'm like, "All right, she's just."
And then I
with us.
hear everyone screaming inside. She's going, "It's 5-5. They just hit a 3-run homer or whatnot." So now I'm like, "You kids, get your fucking chalk." They were playing with chalk. Get it the fuck together, because I got to go back inside now because this fucking team can't hold a 5-0 lead. And before I could even yell at the kids to get the fucking chalk together, everyone's screaming inside 6-5, and I'm going, "You got to be fucking kidding me!"
Did you see this Romine stat? It's a pretty cool stat.
Oh,
Austin Romine has a 301 average with runners in scoring position since 2016, which leads the Yankees in a minimum of 100 at-bats.
I did the same thing. I did a similar thing. I went by my
That's
parents'
nice.
house. I brought my dog with me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because when we go on vacation, he's going to stay over there. So
smart.
I wanted him to get used to being there. But anyway, so it was 5-0. It's the 8th inning. We're getting ready to eat. I said, I'll take the dog out before we eat. I'll come back in the house. Chad Green's in there. The fucking bases are loaded. And I'm like, Ottavino's coming in. Hope, we'll get out of this. It'll be 5-3 at worst. Well, that's 6-5, and I don't want to fucking eat dinner now.
Yeah.
Lost your appetite?
No, my mother made manigot, so I was. I still ate, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. But hey, that was pretty impressive. That they had a 5-0 lead, but then they blew it, and then they still came back and won the game.
They had to win that
game. You know who the
game.
new Houdini is? It's Tommy Kahnle.
And you know what? Guys like Tommy Kahnle need to be that because he has the stuff.
Tommy Kahnle's going to make you have a panic attack every time he takes the mound. But you know what? So far this year,
he's gotten out of it.
It's worked out well for him. So you know what? If Chad Green's going to shit the bed, Tommy Kahnle's the guy that needs to step up. If Jonathan Holder's going to be a 4A player, which is what we thought he was before last season, Tommy Kahnle's got to step up.
Rumor has it that Kahnle is off the wagon.
Back on the bull?
Back on the bull. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Anyway.
Looks like it, though.
I was a little bit. Been checking Twitter all since the end of the game. I'm a little bit surprised we haven't had a little roster movement that Chad Green has gone down to Scranton.
You really think that's coming?
I don't know, man. He had such a great year 2 years ago, and last year he
Okay.
won 8 games. I
But
think they're going to give him
he's
a lot more
lost.
time
He's
than you're
lost
willing
right
I
now.
know
to.
we have to wrap up. I know we're running somewhat long now,
He's-
but I gotta
he's
say,
lost.
I gotta call you out a little bit. You're the first person to be rational.
Yeah.
You're the first person to call anyone out who makes an irrational statement. Now, Chad Green has pitched in how many games this year? 9, because this is okay. So in 9 games after what this guy's done over the last couple of years, you're ready to just send him back down?
Here's why. Because didn't he have a drop off in performance last year? It doesn't seem so in the numbers, but was he as
He
dominant?
definitely wasn't,
in 2018?
and we attributed that to him not having as much confidence in his fastball.
But
So-
2017, Christian, he was literally
I
ranked as
understand-
a top 3 relief pitcher in
and so
all
was-
of baseball.
Yeah, and so was Tommy Kahnle ranked highly. And then look what happened to Tommy Kahnle last year. Relief pitchers can fall
Oh,
off the
absolutely.
cliff of the earth in the blink of an eye. Okay, and I'm not saying that Chad Green is done.
So are you saying send him down because he has what it takes and he can get better
Yes.
by being
Yeah,
down
no,
there?
absolutely.
Not send him down, he sucks.
So
I
it's
don't
not
know.
like a
no, no.
demotion. It's more
Okay.
of a
No.
you might need
So
to
I just needed to make sense of,
refine your
because I
craft.
know you're not that type of person.
All right, that's fair.
With the way the Yankees are presently constituted, the Yankees cannot afford Chad Green to figure shit out at the major
But
league
can
level.
they afford to bring him in less high leverage moments because of the fact that they are already missing Dylan Betances?
All right, 8-0. Do you feel is Chad Green?
Yes, you have
You
to.
gonna, is he going to throw
because
gasoline on the fire?
Because who are you going to replace him with in an 8-0 game?
Joe Harvey. He's
Joe
pitched
Harvey's
well.
here though.
Yeah. So,
But what I'm trying to
and-
say to you is, what's the point of sending him down at that point?
he needs to work on something. Something has to change in him. I can't honestly.
I can't disagree with that. I mean, if that could help him,
I
or
can't-
does it kill his confidence completely?
You know, we said that about Luke Voigt and Greg Bird. Would one of them going down kill their confidence? You know what? If it does, then you know what? Then he's not the pitcher you thought he was. Maybe he needs to be tested now.
Yeah.
Because you know, if the Yankees were winning, if they were 10 games over 500 and they were healthy, I wouldn't care if Chad Green sucked.
I think you give Green one more chance. I do, and then I can agree. I can get on board fully.
I think you give him one more chance before you start to consider this as an option. And then if he has another bad outing, then it's all right.
No,
I
really
think they're
gotta
there though. I
consider.
think they're
I don't
considering
think so
it.
at all.
if somebody's throwing well in AAA right now, what's the harm of getting them up here?
Well, it's just
You have
again,
your-
it's the fact that you already have so many injuries.
But here's the thing: is Chad Green a core guy right now? If Aaron Boone's got the game on the line, is Chad Green coming in?
Absolutely not. No,
So what's
I
the
hope
difference-
not.
So what's the difference if he's here or not?
Again, it's just a matter of depth. It's just a matter of depth.
So right
You
now-
don't- you don't have the
Has Tarpley pitched any better since he's been down there? Bring Tarpley back up here.
maybe. There's that fucking bug again. I don't know, man.
I'm not.
Listen, I can't disagree with you, but I just can't say I'm fully on board with you yet. I don't think
I'm not
I'm
the type
there
of guy
yet.
that's not quick to run people out of town. But you know what? Right now, he's pitching to a 3.86 ERA. He's only thrown 2 innings, 2 1/3 innings since he's been back down.
That's too small of a sample size.
That doesn't mean anything.
What did he do? He, you know,
3 hits and 2
2.73
1/3
bad.
innings. That's not good.
So maybe for next episode, since I've been asking him to do this for 3 weeks now, Ryan on the farm can return to the NYYST.
I was
Sports
ready
Talk.
for it last
You
week.
guys keep
but
going. I'm
we,
going to kill this bug.
We canceled the segment. I had a whole thing on Mike Ford too.
When did we cancel the segment? I didn't
think it
cancel the
was
segment.
before you got here. You didn't get it. You got it.
I didn't cancel the segment.
I think Chris did. It's on the
No.
umbrella again. Yeah, I had a whole thing playing with Mike Ford. He was hitting 357 down there. Him and my boy Trey Ambergy also doing very well.
All right, speaking of, just one quick note before we wrap up. Saturday night, the Yankees were informed that Gio Gonzalez is opting out of his contract. So from the time that it was put in writing, the Yankees have 48 hours to decide whether or not
Be careful, Chris. You bang your head? It's a stink bug,
this
bro.
is
It's
great.
not-
This is riveting radio right
man.
now, and
I hate bugs.
And you can't hit that cover because it's very thin. You almost
this is
put a
going to
hole
go
in it.
viral. This might be how we truly blow up. Is
That would have been great if you banged your head right there, but
You
you
should have
did
taken one for the team. But anyway, before we wrap up here, as I was saying, as Chris was getting scared by an ant, Gio Gonzalez Saturday night informed the Yankees he's opting out. Okay, so now the Yankees, from the time they're officially informed, have 48 hours to decide whether or not they're going to release him.
You have 48 hours.
Or bring him up. So I think it was a nice little experiment, but Gio Gonzalez is not going to be a Yankee.
You have 48 hours.
Oh, when you have guys stepping up the way these guys have so far this year, there was no need for him.
Unless, and here is the one wild card, and we can go quickly around the table with it. Domingo Germán gave up a couple quick home runs on Thursday, but he settled down, gave up 3 runs over 6 innings. He had the strikeout pitch working again. I think he struck out 8, if I'm not mistaken. So if that's a bad outing for him, 3 runs over 6, strikeout 8.
I'll take it.
I'll take it every time.
Absolutely.
And we saw how dominant he looked when he came out of the pen to piggyback CeCe in his first start.
What did I say today, Chris? That's exactly what I said to you.
Yeah.
I said I could see them maybe signing Gio to a major league contract and then pushing Domingo Germán to the bullpen.
So the Yankees are going to have to make this decision tomorrow. Do you send down? This is the way you get Chad Green down there. Get Chad Green down there to work on some stuff. Gio comes up, takes Germán's spot in the rotation, and Germán becomes, high leverage.
Yeah, you did. You said that exactly.
That's what I said.
You said it exactly today.
You brought up Green, right?
I guess you could. I just don't see the Yankees doing that. I just don't.
Yeah, I don't see them doing it either.
I don't because
them.
we always try and think outside of the
probably.
box with these types of things, and I just don't see them doing it. I think they're just very. You know how Brian Cashman.
Right there? It's in the analytics.
You know how Brian Cashman's just monotone when he talks. I think he's also monotone sometimes when he thinks. And I just don't think that that's something the Yankees are going to do.
Well, we're going to play by ear.
It's very possible, and it makes a lot of sense.
I don't know if they might not do it, but I'm sure it's something they've tossed
Oh
around.
yeah, it's definitely a thought, and it's a real thought. It's a good thought.
Because didn't Germán in his last start, I'm pretty sure he gave up more hits in that appearance than he had his entire outings, all of his outings.
We don't care. Let's wrap up.
I mean, it's not a big deal. I'm just saying.
Okay. All right. So, anything else you guys want to touch on?
No,
here?
man. I just think
Game of Thrones.
Jesus. This team just needs to keep going
I gotta
out.
go home. It's Dean Ambrose's last match in WWE tonight.
2 things I don't care about. I just think this team needs to keep pitching the way they've been pitching. I think Clint Frazier needs to keep.
What Frazier?
Clint Frazier.
Flavor Frazier. He needs
Clint Frazier.
Clint Frazier. He needs to keep swinging the bat the way he has, and
Clint Frazier's
this
got that clit flavor.
Ooh, that was a good. That was like
good.
a Kid Rock style, Ryan.
That was good. It's all about Kid Rock this week.
Kid Rock app.
And I think they just need to keep sustaining this type of play until they can start to get healthy again.
So, unfortunately, based on the schedule, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do another midweek recording. We want to do 2 during the week, during the season, but
when the schedule gets fucking normal again,
we got to do
crazy
it based on when the schedule is. It
doesn't make sense for us to come back and not be able to cover
an entire series. Right. And it just didn't work out this week. That there was no off day in between between the Red Sox and Royals series, and we would just rather just cover everything than jump in and have you listen to a show when we're not
right.
There's a game that's been played in between. So
right.
So we'll be back Sunday. These 2 jack-offs are going up to fucking Boston.
Back in Boston.
Yeah.
That was Ryan's birthday gift. He wanted to go to fucking Fenway.
I take him to a different stadium every year. I mean, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, actually, I thought it was
And my
nice.
birthday present to Ryan is that by the time we next record, the biggest movie ever will have been released in Avengers Endgame, and I'm going Saturday morning to see it. And instead of breaking down what the Yankees did in the week, I'm going to spoil the entire movie for Ryan.
Honestly, if you did that, I wouldn't.
I think I'm going to reach out to Jacoby Ellsbury, see if he wants to come up to Boston, and get him into the stadium and see what happens. Maybe does bronchitis?
It's not transferable.
It's not transferable.
No,
okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Man.
I didn't know.
Because if you noticed that they won World Series when he was up there, so it's not transferable.
Right. You're right.
Okay. Thank you for listening to episode 113 of the NYYST podcast. Follow us on Twitter at NYY Sports Talk. Follow our sponsors, Baseballism at Baseballism. If you want to order something from them, NYYST will save you 15% on your order. Stat Guy Rye.
Go Yanks.
Chris. Say goodbye.
Peace.